People who have been cheated on, how did you find out?
His friend was kind enough to tell me. It ruined their relationship, but it was very meaningful to me. I appreciated someone doing me the kindness of letting me know.
We were out on a date when she got a phone call. Her fiancé had just been in a terrible motorcycle accident and died. We had been dating for about 8 months at that point. We never talked again.
The prostitute, literally, banged on the door. When I opened it, she zeroed in on him and threatened to sick her pimp on him for not paying her.
You know how Facebook chat bubbles open up on top of whatever app you're on? He sent me a screenshot of something funny between him and his cousin. In the background was a text message about a date he was going on with this girl.
I found a sexually explicit love letter that was not from me. We had been married for 15 years. Frown.
My parents told me. They overheard him on the phone with another woman.
We broke up. I made a new friend and she asked if I had a boyfriend and I told her we had just ended the relationship. But I also told her his name, to which she replied, I had a boyfriend with that name too not too long ago. It wasn't a common name in our area. So I laughed and I showed her a picture and she did the same and we stopped laughing. It was the same guy. We both dated him for like 4 months and 2 of those at the same time.
My wife cheated and had a 2-year-long affair. I found out when the other man's wife texted me and told me everything. I confronted my wife and she lied through her teeth until I hit her with some facts of the matter that she couldn't deny. We were HS sweethearts that were together for 18 years and married 11 with 2 young kids, 3 and 5. The absolute worst moment of my life, and I've been in a deep depression since finding out.
Got off early from work one day. Literally walked in on her beep some other dude. I thought that kind of beep only happened in the movies, but it happened to me.
I had suspicions about my wife for a while, but confirmation came in the form of a voicemail from the guy's wife. Hi, this message is for Quizzical Dog. It's calling. Just wanted to let you know that your wife has been having an affair with my husband. So, I just thought you should know. If you have any questions, I'm sure your wife would love to tell you all about it. Bye.
The girl texted me. I had my doubts, but no evidence. Not that I needed evidence to leave, but that's another story. She texted me on IG with screenshots of him chatting with her, and a very prominent pic of his dick against a very distinctive floor tile. No way to say, that's not my dick. So, busted.
Found out after we broke up. Another one of her exes struck up a conversation with me. We compared notes and realized the timelines overlapped.
A girl texted me and asked if I was single because she saw my girl making out with someone else at a party.
Funny thing, it was this day 4 years ago that I found out my wife was having an affair with her boss. I knew something was wrong. The way she acted around me was off. I had asked her point blank if she was having an affair with X. She denied it and suggested we go to marriage counseling. I took this as I was doing something wrong and went in hoping to find the issue that could save my marriage. She lied again in the counseling. This went on for about a month and a half. I had Thursdays off of work, so I got up and worked out, did a little bit of cleaning and sat down. That moment my brain went wild with the possibility of her having an affair. So I logged into her Facebook and found the messages between her and X. I called her crying asking why. She gave me a cold "I don't know to tell you" and hung up. I left the house and went to the bank to get my half of the money. On the way I called an old boss and had a better job in a different city by the end of the day. I am a pretty simple person. I don't ask for much besides trust and truth in a relationship. That was broken now and I was out. I ended up remarrying a wood woman with 2 kids and couldn't be happier.
Not me but my parents. Dad found out from a dirty text that his best friend of 30+ years sent to my mom. Mom was mentally abusive and convinced him not to tell me. I was in college and didn't live at home at the time. I found out a month later when wife of said best friend messaged me on Facebook and asked how I was doing with all of this. Mom left and hasn't talked to me in 6+ years. Dad got remarried. He just had his first anniversary. New wife adopted me and I have a good mom for the first time in my life.
He was paying his ex rent over Venmo. We were going to move to a whole ass different state together. Apparently he was thinking all 3 of us were going to be a happy family. Another time, a guy told me his grandpa passed so he needed to go be with his family. Posted, "My love my life," on an eye picture with his GF of 1 year. That was not me. His grandpa was fine. ETA. His grandpa was not dead. Everything was okay. I wasn't attracted to his grandpa. Guys, weary tears of joy.
I had suspicions prior to me actually finding out, but it's a fun story. I worked the overnight shift at a printing store. My then girlfriend was sleeping soundly at our apartment, or so I thought. At around 3 a.m., she walked in wearing an oversized hoodie and leopard print high heels. I'm a bit puzzled. She looks she's been crying. I ask her what's going on. She says she wrecked her car and needs my keys so she can go home and sleep. I give her the keys and she leaves. I get home at around 8 a.m. She's sleeping. Her purse is on the table. Her phone is there. I reach for her phone. The purse falls sideways out, spills condoms. I unlock her phone and go to her messages. There is a long text conversation between her and another man. She had been cheating for a while. I woke her up and asked that she leave that day. My dad helped me drop her beep off at her grandparents'. She was drunk driving her brand new car home from a party with her other lover when she lost control of her car in a ditch. She reported it as stolen and had a friend give her a ride to my workplace. I've had no contact with her since and I never want to see or hear from her again.
I'd been seeing this girl for 8 months, and flowers arrived from a guy called Matt on her birthday, but she managed to convince me he was just a friend. It wasn't a problem as I was finally meeting her family for the first time at her birthday meal that same day, and she dropped the L-bomb a few days before. I stayed at hers after the meal, then left for work in the morning. Later that day I sent her the usual text of, "When you free next?" And then she decided to inform me that Matt was actually her boyfriend of 5 years, and she was moving 300 miles to the house that he had bought for them both, and I would never get to see her again. Safe to say it left me with just a few trust issues.
He made out with my best friend at the time right in front of me. It was surreal. Totally unprompted as well. They just went for it out of nowhere.
His brother told me. Found out the car accident he had been in a year earlier was as bad as it was because he was in the back seat getting a blowjob when they got into the accident. No, he was not driving.
I had been in a long-term but long-distance relationship with a girl and I truly adored her. We saw each other as often as we could and always made the most of our time together. She traveled with her mom to visit her grandmother and staying at her grandmother's house was her male cousin who she hadn't seen since they were children. Next time she came to visit me she planned on taking a detour on her way home to stay with her grandmother and cousin for a few days. She spoke about her cousin a lot and I was genuinely pleased that she had reconnected with him. She was shy and didn't make friends easily. It had been her birthday and I'd bought her lots of nice gifts including a camera which she'd wanted for a long time. I walked her to the train station and kissed her goodbye and wished her a lovely stay with her grandmother. A couple of days passed and I didn't hear anything from her, which was unusual. I called her mobile phone a few times and sent her text messages just asking if she was okay and got no reply. On the 4th day I called her mum, who I got on with exceptionally well, to ask her if she'd heard from her daughter. She had and couldn't understand why she hadn't called me, so she gave me the home phone number of the grandmother. I called and her grandmother answered. I didn't give my name but asked to speak with my girlfriend, who came straight to the phone, obviously unaware that I'd been given the number. When she heard my voice she went very quiet. I eventually got her to admit that she had feelings for someone, but I naively explained that the only person she'd been spending time with was her cousin. Then the penny dropped and I realized it was him. She eventually admitted that she had been physical with him. Strange, how when I walked her to her train that day and kissed her goodbye as I had so many times before over our 4-year relationship, that it would be the last time I would ever see her. That was 20 years ago and it still hurts.
Apparently 3 months of dating, kissing, meeting her parents, going on vacation together, meant we were just casual. She went overseas and came back excited with a story about how she a French man. Telling it to the whole lunch table with me sitting next to her. Only after telling the story, did she think to turn to me and ask if it was okay.
She showed up at our place one day to surprise him. It's been years, but I can still see the look on his face when he saw us together.
He got arrested after her mom came home early. He was 23, she was 16. Yeah, that wasn't fun.
She had been acting a bit strange and felt like more of a roommate than significant other. I had seen her get some message and try to keep it hidden. At work the next week I guessed her password and found blatant message exchanges with her ex plus other men. I immediately started looking for a new place to live and was getting all my things in order when my boss let me go. I waited a few weeks to break up with her while I figured my life out. I was at peace though because I knew she was a horrible person and I also no longer had to deal with my asshole boss. Edit, since this is getting attention, if you have this miserable experience, just know that the best revenge is to live a full and happy life with absolutely no contact. Drop them out of your life, go find some new hobbies and decide the sort of person you want to be. Developing who you are will eventually lead to understanding when you truly connect with someone.
I was in Denver for a month for work. When I got home, we had a date night planned, but she called me crying and confessed that she'd been with someone else while I was out of town. As it turns out, someone was actually her ex-husband. It also turns out, I dodged a major bullet there because a few months later she called me to tell me that she found out she had herpes. I got checked out and I did not have it, so she did me a huge favor by not having sex with me again after getting back with her ex.
Got a very severe UTI and while I was pissing blood in the ER, decided to have some tests run. Came back positive for chlamydia. Case closed, boyfriend was cheating on me.
May your day be filled with joy and happiness. And please remember to subscribe to Upvote for the best quality content every day.